Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN Television News. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
With your new GUT Credit Union Visa debit card, which gives you access to your cash at any Connex or Visa certified ATMs locally and internationally. Make your payments with a tap of your card using the contactless feature and have the freedom to make purchases locally, online, or overseas whenever you travel, anywhere Visa is accepted. Experience the enhanced security fraud protection through the Visa chip technology. If you don't have your new GUT Credit Union Visa International debit card, speak to any one of our representatives today to do more. Your new GUT Credit Union Visa International debit card, a smarter way to access your cash. More smart, more secure.
Hello, this is Network News for Thursday, June 9, 2022. I'm Kenroy, Baptiste. In the headlines, Public Workers Union warns workers not to be fooled by promises. Deacon Mitchell challenges Dr. Keith Mitchell to debate on national issues. People with COVID-19 encouraged to notify returning officers ahead of Election Day. And for a look ahead to the sports news and around the globe, here's my colleague, Beverly Telesford.
Thank you, Kenroy. Coming up in sports, veteran cricketer Devon Smith elated with the send-off from the Windward Islands Volcanoes franchise. In the region, World Trade Organization says a food crisis kicked off by the Ukraine war could last for years without intervention. Internationally, Russia accused of stealing about 600,000 tons of Ukraine's grain. Join me a little later on in the newscast for the details. Back to you, Kenroy.
Thank you, Beverly. We'll see you later. Stay with us. We'll be back shortly.
The first segment of the news comes to you compliments Soft Weave Bathroom Tissue.
Have you heard about the new Soft Weave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Soft Weave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue, available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Soft Weave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
Thanks for joining us. We're reporting the day's news. The Public Workers Union is asking its members not to be fooled by any political promises made by the new National Party, as government is yet to discuss or respond to the union on pension and how it will be paid. The union is now looking to head back to court. Rena Ped Thomas tells us more.
Do not, I want to repeat, do not take any declarations on the political platform as fact to make yourself comfortable in the payment of pension. The government has not dealt with us judiciously. They have not written to us on this matter to say when they are going to start paying. So these are just, for lack of a better terminology, it escapes me now, I would say it's politics at this point in time. When we do receive something in writing, something concrete, we will inform you.
That was Brian Grimes, president of the Public Workers Union, calling on its members not to be misled by any promises made by the NNP surrounding the disbursement of pension payments. Grimes explained that on 3 occasions in May, the union, through its lawyers, wrote to government and is yet to receive any date for a sit-down to discuss the matter or a proposal for payment. He said that after having a meeting with members of the International Monetary Fund, they requested information that the IMF IMF was privy to but was denied.
In that meeting with IMF on the 18th, after that meeting we wrote on the 18th to government, it was revealed to us that the IMF was in possession of figures related to the liability of government republic officers. We asked for it. IMF said they would not share it with us. They are not privy to do so. So we then wrote to government asking for it. To this day, we have not been given those figures. Now, if you ask yourself this question, is the government in a collaborative mood to solve this issue of pension? If they were, would they not share the figures with us?
The president says they are now looking into taking the matter to court, requesting that government put a time frame for which pension will be paid.
Our attorneys are looking at taking some legal action in terms of enforcing a time payment, right? Of course, we are going to discuss matters with you as members, so we'll call a meeting very soon, right for the time off, and engage with you, and then we'll see where we go from there, because we do not, I repeat, we do not want a repeat of 2018.
For GBN News, I am Rena Pet Thomas reporting.
Executive members of the Public Workers Union are accusing government of not paying contributions to the National Insurance Scheme for contract workers in the health sector. We get the details in this report.
President of the Public Workers Union, Brian Grimes, claims that several workers were in shock when they received information from the National Insurance Scheme that they are 5 months in arrears of their monthly contributions.
Recently, the union got a frantic call from members of the health sector, ambulance drivers and others. And it was revealed that the NIS called these workers and said to them, listen, you people are in arrears. You have not paid up. So essentially, the Ministry of Health, and I would say the government of Grenada, took it upon themselves to change the terms of engagement of these workers.
According to Grimes, the workers are presently under contract for service, which is creating what he calls illegal practices under the Labor Code.
They are using a new form of contract called contract for service that is essentially destroying the public service as we know. So how it works, this contract for service, you don't pay union dues, they don't take it out, which is against the law. Based on Section 43(3) of the Labor Relations Act, it is illegal. And then they do not remit your NIS fees. Recently,
the president says this is not only seriously affecting the union, but also the National Insurance Scheme. He added that this could only result in a change to the retirement age from 60 to 65 years. Grimes says the ones to suffer the most are the workers, as one individual who recently had surgery could not claim any sickness benefits from the NIS.
It creates an environment where you cannot claim for your sick leave. It creates an environment where, at the end of it, if you continue to work under that, you have no job security. And I will just read something I just got from the Secretariat to reveal what I'm saying. It creates an environment whereby, at the end of your service to this nation, you might not even get an NIS pension because you would not have remitted enough monies to that organization.
Grimes says government needs to change its attitude towards workers who deserve work security and a fair chance to make a living. GBN contacted the director of NIS, Dorset Cromwell, who indicated that they did contact the workers after receiving sickness benefits claims and realized they were not up to date with their contributions. According to the director, he was advised that these individuals were given contracts by the government which will require them to pay their own NIS contributions of 11%. Chrislina John, GBN News.
Ahead of general elections, the media and other stakeholders have called for a national debate between the major political leaders, and the June 23 elections are no different. But one man is strengthening that call for a national debate against him.
Another call is being made for the political leader of the new National Party to engage the political leader of the National Democratic Congress in a national debate.
I'm asking safe hands as the Minister of National Security to stop whining, to stop whining, to stop jamming, and to stand on a stage with me and debate the issues.
The National Democratic Congress political leader, in his address to party supporters on Sunday in St. Andrew, says he's willing to respect seniority and allow the NNP leader to choose his comfortable side for the Mitchell versus Mitchell debate.
We can flip a coin to decide whether you'd be in the left corner or the right corner. Or as my senior, I will defer to you and allow you to pick whether you want to be in the left corner or the right corner. And we will invite Jimmy Buffett to say, let's get ready to rumble. And we can debate the issues that matter to the citizens of P.T. Martinique, Carriacou, and Grenada.
The leader also issued a challenge to the 4 candidates of the NNP to engage in debate with the NDC's 4 candidates for St. Andrew.
I will politely ask the current 4 incumbents who have not represented the big parish to stand on a stage with this big 4 and debate the issues that matter to the people of St. Andrew. So that the people of St. Andrew and the people of Grenada and the Grenadians in the diaspora could assess for themselves what kind of representation they will get. Having had 10 years of so-called safer hands and compare it with this team.
In January 2013, a planned political leaders debate was cancelled following the sudden pullout by the then NDC political leader Tillman Thomas, citing his unavailability to participate in the GBN debate. In the lead-up to the 2018 general elections, the GBN engaged political parties in various debates. However, the NNP refused to participate then. Last month, Torchlight Independent Media, the parent company of the Bob Report, presented a detailed proposal to Grenada's 2 main political parties for a 3-part series of public debates between selected candidates. He told GBN the NDC leader responded favorably. However, the new National Party informed him that they will get back to him, but to date, no further response was received.
In divided election environments or countries emerging from conflict, debates give political rivals a chance to show that despite their differences, they can treat each other with mutual respect. For
GBN News, Janelle McDonald.
The story to report, Grenlec workers were out in their numbers protesting once again today, as TAU representative says the company is stalling negotiations to amend Grenlec's collective agreement with the union. Rena Thomas.
Less than 30 days after reaching an amicable solution to salary increase, workers at Grenada's lone electricity company, Grenlec, are back to protest action, as their union representative revealed that executive members of Grenlec on Wednesday indicated that they are not in a position to negotiate any amendments to the company's collective agreement. President of the Technical and Allied Workers Union, Andrea Lewis, explains.
It was all agreed and understood that the parties, meaning the company and the union, will meet to resolve the other outstanding issues that did not go before the Minister for Labour. The union on the 24th of May wrote the company proposing the meet on the 1st. On the 1st of June, we got a letter from the company indicating that they could not meet. We subsequently proposed a meeting to be held by the 7th. The company responded by saying they can meet on the 8th. Which was yesterday, and we went to that meeting only to be told by the company that they were not in a position to commence negotiation.
The President General sees the action by the company as a way to stall the process of the amendment. He says after meeting with workers, the decision was made that there will be no work engagements.
Well, so we met with the workers this morning. It was a very successful, energized, and militant meeting. And the decisions taken by the workers, which we have since communicated to the company, that in an effort to bring about a resolution to the matter, there shall be no work engagement until this matter is resolved. So the ball is in the company's court. We are willing and prepared and willing to work, but there will be no engagement, absolutely no engagement, until these matters are resolved.
Lewis explains what the terms of the amendment entails.
So we have made proposals for a number of amendments in terms of allowances as it relates to how do you treat with workers if there is an emergency, there is a lockdown, those kind of issues. Remember, there are new challenges that came about as a result of COVID. So we are expecting as we go forward to reflect the new realities that has come up in the recent past that may just become part of our engagement going forward. So there are a number of amendments that we are seeking to make.
In response to this latest development, Grenlec in a press release indicated that following a meeting between the union and the company on 8th June, the company gave permission for team members to attend a meeting with TAU between 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on 9th June. Some team members did not report for duty following the time allocated for the meeting, citing that this is the second time in less than a month that some TAU workers have elected to withdraw their labor. Grenlec notes that the company has made significant concessions in the interest of resolving the issue and minimizing service disruptions, and is disappointed that TAU is taking industrial action without following the grievance procedure. Grenlec also informs customers of potential service delays relating to actions taken by some team members. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett-Thomas reporting.
Stay with us. When we return, people with COVID-19 encouraged to notify returning officers ahead of Election Day.
Pfizer celebrates 75 years of transforming lives with its celebratory suite of loan products. Own your own vehicle, education, land, or home, and anchor your roots. Start living the life you deserve by applying for an Own Your Own loan at reduced interest rates. Simplify your life and consolidate all your debts by applying for a Simplify loan and open doors to new beginnings and explore more opportunities to shape your future. Call or send us a WhatsApp on 423-4987 or email us at loans@arisecu.com today to continue your journey towards financial freedom. Terms and conditions apply. Ariza Credit Union, celebrating 75 years of transforming lives.
In our part of the world, we need to be prepared for natural disasters like storms and hurricanes, even outside of the season. I'm sure you'll agree that keeping our loved ones, homes, and businesses safe is important. So, I came up with a few quick tips to help you stay safe. First, make a family disaster plan and ensure that everyone in your household is familiar and comfortable with it. Remember to add batteries and flashlights to your emergency kit. Now, for electrical safety. Familiarize yourself with your electrical panel, as it may be necessary to switch off the power during a storm or flood. Make sure you install a transfer or isolation switch to prevent your generator feeding electricity to Grenlec's line. If trees are too close to power lines, call Grenlec at 237 for advice. By following these easy steps, you will be well on your way to being hurricane ready. Don't be caught off guard by natural disasters. Prepare now. For more information, visit grenlec.com.
Sisters and brothers, I ask you to hear me just on this point. Examine the team of the National Democratic Congress. You just examine them. Compare them one by by one. And what you see is an experienced group of people ready to take this country forward.
I'm Deacon Mitchell, and I endorse this message.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Thinking about your new home? Think easy. Think a Republic Bank Home Easy Loan. Think affordable. Think convenience. Think Republic.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3. Republic makes home easy.
Wow, that was such a breeze.
Own your home with ease.
So whether laying that first brick or purchasing an existing home, we've got you covered. Republic Bank will get you those keys hassle-free in no time.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Drop by any one of our 8 locations today. Getting your new home is easy with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Do you own or manage a business? Interested in saving time and money? How about expanding your business? Then the Dcash Merchant app is for you. Receive digital EC payments instantly from Dcash customers anywhere via your smart device. Create invoices and track transactions easily in the app. And avoid the hassle of handling physical cash. Visit dcashec.com today for more information and to sign up. Dcash, the digital version of your EC dollar.
Please be advised that our office has been relocated to Steele's Commercial Complex, Grandance, St. George. We at CGI, Consumers Guarantee Insurance Company Limited, look forward to serving you at our new location. Call us on telephone number 440-0217 or visit our website www.insurecgi.com.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Thinking about your new home? Think easy. Think a Republic Bank Home Easy Loan. Think affordable. Think convenience. Think Republic.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3. Republic makes home easy.
Wow, that was such a breeze.
Own your home with ease.
So whether laying that first brick or purchasing an existing home, we've got you covered. Republic Bank will get you those keys hassle-free in no time.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Drop by any one of our 8 locations today. Getting your new home is easy with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Welcome back. The latest COVID-19 dashboard states that there are 281 active cases, 27 of which are new. With general elections carded for June 23, people with COVID-19 are being encouraged to notify returning officers ahead of Election Day.
COVID-19 remains a concern as Grenadians prepare to go to the polls on June 23rd. There are 281 active COVID cases, of which 5 are hospitalized, 3 moderately ill, 1 severely ill, and 1 critically ill. With this in mind, officials at the Parliamentary Elections Office are reminding everyone that each individual has a responsibility to protect themselves. Voter and Civic Registration Officer Ferdinand Phillip is encouraging any COVID case wishing to cast their ballot to notify the Parliamentary Elections officers so that arrangements can be made to accommodate them.
You know, if you know that you have COVID, please indicate beforehand to the returning officer in that particular constituency where you have to vote that you are COVID positive, and an arrangement will be made. Of course, it will be done discreetly, but it will be made to facilitate your voting, yet at the same time not to compromise the health of other persons who, whether poll workers or other persons who come, other individuals who come to cast their vote on that day.
Philip makes it clear that people who are COVID positive will not be prevented from exercising their constitutional rights. Supervisor of Elections Elvis Moraine further explained what accommodating COVID cases means.
Now, when we say the accommodation will be made so that person could vote according to the rules. It's not a special condition. So they'll be vote in the precise manner. It's not like we go into your home or we go into a vehicle, right? You have to You come based on the rules. So what we do is just from a health perspective to minimize that. But what we do, we accommodate you. You wouldn't be standing long. We try to get you expedited. You do the process, but it is done in the precise manner based on the rules.
Grenada discontinued all remaining COVID-19 related restrictions in April, which means the use of face masks is no longer required and vaccination is no longer a requirement to dine in restaurants. All vaccination, pre-arrival testing, health declaration and quarantine requirements previously imposed on travelers entering the country from abroad have also been repealed. However, Philip is urging citizens to continue to implement some of the safety protocols to protect themselves from contracting or spreading COVID. The use of ink after casting one's vote raised concerns about the possible spread of COVID-19.
But we do advise you and urge you to wear your mask, to sanitize your hands. And at every polling station, we are also doing our part. So we have already secured hand sanitizers, and persons will be expected to sanitize their hands as they come to cast their ballots.
General elections will be held on June 23rd this year, but police officers will go to the polls on June 20th.
Well, an agreement has been reached between the government of Grenada and SVG Air. Christina John reports.
If you're one of those people who would rather travel to the Sister Isle via an aircraft than sail, you can start booking now, as flights to Carriacou are set to begin in July. The announcement was made by Tourism and Civil Aviation Minister Clarice Modeste Kerwin during the signing of a 2-year contract with SVG Air on Thursday.
Contract really comes into force from the signing. However, the flights will start the 1st of July, and the contract is up to the 30th of June 2024. It's a 2-year contract in the first instance, and we would hopefully 2 years from now be renewing routinely a contract that is very, very, for a route that is very viable.
This agreement signals improved airlift between the islands. Modeste Kerwin notes this as a momentous occasion for Grenada, citing it as a game changer between Grenada and St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
The Twin Otter has been cited as one of the smaller aircraft that is very reliable in terms of safety, and also because of the capacity, it could serve us better if we handle it correctly. And so we have finally managed to come to an agreement with SVG Air through the managing director, Mr. Paul Gravel, and his team.
Flights would be carried out 5 days per week between the territories, which will give people options in terms of flights arrangements.
We have 5 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday flights. The Monday, Wednesday, Friday, which are the working days, the flight would leave a bit earlier to allow persons who want to do a whole day business on either side to get the benefit of most of the working hours of the day. And Saturday and Sunday, I think it'd be about an hour later. At St. Vincent, I think about 7 or 7:30, stopping in Carriacou and then coming on to Grenada. So that affords persons the opportunity to travel from St. Vincent to Carriacou, to Carriacou and Grenada, with a short stop, of course, in Carriacou. And likewise, the last flight in the afternoon or the evening, going the other way, would leave Grenada and afford persons the opportunity again to travel Grenada, St. Vincent.
The tourism minister broke down the cost per travel.
Initially, the flight will be subsidized, the cost will be subsidized. The SVG Air cost is $90 US. We have agreed from government side to have the flights $90 US per leg, either ways. We have, government has decided, cabinet has decided to subsidize by $21 so that the fare $21 US, so that the flight or the cost to the traveler would be $69 US per leg, either ways, back and forth. And there's of course a different fare for the Grenada St. Vincent, or the St. Vincent Grenada leg, this is not going to be subsidized. The fare would be $200 per leg as well.
Paul Gravel is the managing director of SVG Air. He indicated that there will be added flights to what has already been established. In light of this resumption of airlift, one of the setbacks is that of lightings allowing for night travel. This, the minister indicated, will be worked on. Christina John, GBN News.
Other news, significant progress is said to be made on the Monkuma Bypass Road to create easier access to the western side of the island. This will ease the strain of traffic, or the strain on traffic, through Montmoritz when work on the Molyneux land slippage begins. Joseph Gilbert is the contractor.
The project is now about 70% complete. So we are actually at a stage where we could say we are at the peak period of construction. So we are doing the box drains, we are doing the sleeper drains, we are doing the bridge, which is behind us in the background. The slabs for the bridge, the channels, the pre-stressed channels are here. So it's a question of getting them on site and putting them in place. So the bridge itself is about 80% finished.
The project suffered some setbacks, but it is projected to be completed in 3 months' time.
The issue of rain, of heavy rains, the problem here is that we have a microclimate that attracts a lot of rainfall, both in terms of intensity and frequency. So we have been able to do a lot in that period, despite the issue of the weather. So I'm very pleased that we have made enough progress to actually see that we are on the way to completion. We are on the way to completion. We have a strong workforce, a very competent workforce. We have over 40 people now employed on the project. Several of them are from the area here.
Some adjustments have been made to the original design, which will create a safer traverse for motorists.
The junctions, both junctions, the one at Bolio and this one here at Grenvilleville, we have made some major changes in terms of the layout of those junctions. We also made some changes to one of the very tight corners of that side. We have changed it from a tight bend to a hairpin curve, and that has helped a lot in terms of the ease of maneuvering in that area there, because with the tight curve that we had based on the design, the long trucks, the trailers and so on would have had difficulty in maneuvering that corner there. The surface of the road actually is an asphalt surface, so we need to put on we have done the sub base, we need to put on the base course, the crushed stone base, which will be followed by the asphalt layer, 2 inches of asphalt.
All right, we now turn our attention to what has been creating a buzz on social media.
GBN Social Buzz is reaching beyond the local platform to share with you what's trending on social media. We browse the World Wide Web and bring to you the topics inciting the most reaction and debate among users. On Wednesday, GBN aired a report which highlighted that one of the oldest Catholic church buildings in Grenville is now a threat to public safety.
The ruins of the St. Andrew Roman Catholic Church, referred to as the Old Church Building, located on Cook Hill Road, St. Andrew, still stand tall. However, in recent days, many passers-by have been openly expressing concerns for public safety. Over the last few weeks, there were reports that the structure continues to slowly cave in.
One, I've already asked for, because this only was drawn to my attention yesterday, so I've already asked for an evaluation of the structure to be done.
Our viewers and listeners took to the comment section to voice their concerns and make suggestions to remedy the issue. Don said, there is already a Catholic church nearby. How about building a library on the site? The two schools nearby, the schools and the people of St. Andrew would greatly benefit from having somewhere with access to books, IT, and other educational resources. We'll also provide employment to a few people to maintain and keep it running. Joy added, it's so sad to see so many historic buildings and sites in Grenada left to crumble. One has to wonder who administrates these organizations. Ingrid said, it's time to demolish the building and construct a new one for the benefit of the people of the community, either a trading youth center for arts and culture. Claire chimed in, the Catholic organization can afford to restore the building and it can be used for other purposes. Kester said, this structure should be demolished and a fire station should be built there. Lastly, Imran said, come on Grenadians, rise above this history foolishness. Only garbage that's in this area. Why are the older heads keeping Grenada down? That's what's buzzing tonight. We encourage you, our viewers and listeners, to submit your think pieces on trending topics locally, regionally, and internationally via our Facebook page and YouTube channel. Continue to share your thoughts and concerns with us on our social media platforms.
Still ahead in network news, CCOP-V and the Ministry of National Security sign an MOU in the fight against illicit maritime trade. Stay with us.
Get your game on all month long at Court. Stream your favorite game or movies on a new tablet. Relax on a new recliner with your snack fresh out of your brand new fridge. Keep your heart and health in check with a home gym set and Wi-Fi compatible smart products and much more. Shop today with no cash and get instant credit. Get your game on. Courts, bringing value home. Conditions apply.
Spice Mass is back! And Grenada Distillers Limited wants you to win big with its bottleneck promotion. With every purchase of pure white or special dark, you are automatically entered for a chance to win. Win tickets to Soca Mona. Win free costumes. Win bottles of Clark Scott Rum, Grenada's #1. Win cold hard cash and more. Simply write your name, address, and contact details at the back of this bottleneck and insert in the boxes at participating outlets and the Clark Scott sales van. Win big for Spice Mass with Clark Scott, Grenada's #1 rum.
The following is a paid political announcement. The views expressed are of the client and not the Grenada Broadcasting Network.
The Supervisor of Election has blocked the nomination of 3 candidates of Renaissance. They are Mr. Joseph of the town of St. George, Mr. Hanson Fletcher of St. John. The office has rejected the nomination of 3 candidates of East St. Patrick and Northwest St. Andrews for less than half an hour late. The candidate of St. David was removed from the list, though she voted last election. This makes the election to be unfair. Renaissance demands that the day of election should be halted in order to remedy this problem. The law of bureaucracy has been broken by the Supervisor of Election.
The preceding was a paid political announcement. The views expressed are of the client and not the Grenada Broadcasting Network. The following is a paid political announcement. The views expressed are of the client and not the Grenada Broadcasting Network.
NNP, stop it. Unlike NNP and NDC, the people know what they will have. At Balthazar, Renaissance provides corn, spice, cassava, and sugarcane mills. While both of you take away jobs from people for not taking the poisonous COVID-19 vaccine, Renaissance filed an injunction on October 22, 2021 in order to protect the people from losing their jobs. Renaissance will update agriculture, industries, healthcare, education, At this very moment, we have 4 foreign languages to teach the people. This is the only party to maintain and introduce prosperity. GRP will introduce a constitution that is second to none for the proliferation of the people's well-being.
The preceding was a paid political announcement. The views expressed are of the client and not the Grenada Broadcasting Network.
Introducing Color by Sissons. 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 Color by Sissons.
We're back. CCOPV and the Ministry of National Security have signed a memorandum of understanding in the fight against the illicit maritime trade. We get more from Christina John.
The EU-funded project CCOP5 and the Ministry of National Security on Tuesday signed a memorandum of understanding to pursue cooperation in the fight against illicit maritime trade. Represented by the ministry's Permanent Secretary, Marina Jessamy, and CCOP's Regional Coordinator for the Caribbean, Karen Clark, the signature marks the continuation of a long-standing collaboration between the two parties in the fight against drug trafficking. Officers from Grenada joined other intelligence officers representing 9 agencies of the region, which includes Guyana, Jamaica, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Montserrat, to participate in one of 2-week-long training exercises organized by CCOP for maritime intelligence units. The course covered areas such as profiling pleasure crafts and merchant vessels. Clark highlighted the successful JMCU course and monitoring sessions delivered to 8 officers from the police's drug squad, customs and coast guard in March, as well as the recent participation of 3 new officers from police and customs in the regional MIU course held in Barbados last week.
We've recently delivered 2 additional regional maritime intelligence courses to 28 law enforcement personnel from 12 Caribbean countries. These courses were delivered jointly in Barbados by experts from French Customs based in Martinique and from officers from the UK's National Crime Agency.
These courses aim to provide Grenada, which constitutes a preferred transit zone for cocaine trafficking by sea, with robust specialist units to assist in its continued fight against illicit maritime trafficking. PS Jessamy says that through the CCOP projects, they have seen a strong collaboration and a strong network among the departments that are participating in this project. She expressed gratitude on behalf of the law enforcement officers who benefited from this training.
Phase 5 is where we are now of the project, and it was officially launched on 1st of May 2021. In this phase, we aim to contribute to the fight against maritime illicit trade and associated criminal networks in Latin America, the Caribbean, and West Africa, in accordance with human rights.
PS Jessamy explained the main objectives of CCOP 5.
Reinforce the effectiveness of the CCOP maritime intelligence and control networks, both geographically and technically. Secondly, to integrate in a sustainable manner knowledge and know-how on maritime threats and interdictions emanating from transatlantic illicit trafficking routes into national and regional networks. And thirdly, to improve cooperation and information sharing at national, regional, and transregional level, including with Europol and Frontex.
Christina John, GBN News.
Time now to take a peek through the GBN ISO lens.
A good eye captures all. GBN ISO is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clear Vision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Clear Vision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
As the tension and uncertainty around the June 23rd general elections continue and the rivalry is amped up, so too are the gimmicks and creativity by the supporters of the relative parties. Another creative piece is featured in tonight's GBN I Saw. A makeshift doll is posed on a bicycle of sorts, adorned in the paraphernalia of the party seeking to be re-elected into office. We encourage you to send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Stay with us, the weather and the sports news coming up.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Time to chill, Angostura chill, choose a chill, Angostura chill, chill with flavor, like orange and lemon lime, that's with bitters, yeah, we love the vibe, refreshing every day, cool like island breeze, forget your worries, come chill with me, Angostura chill, Angostura chill, chill with flavor.
When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grandans, Victoria Street, Granville, and Central Deputy Street, Wharf. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
A whole new level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
Keeping an eye on the weather. This is GBN. We've got you covered.
All right, weather for Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique valid for tonight and the following 3 days. Weather tonight, partly cloudy to cloudy and hazy with a few brief isolated showers. Tonight's minimum temperature 25 degrees Celsius. Wind east-northeasterly to easterly at 12 to 22 miles per hour, gusting higher at times. Seas moderate with waves 4 to 6 feet in open water. Tides high at 11:30 p.m., low at 5 a.m. Sunrise tomorrow morning, 5:43. The weather on Friday, June 10, mostly cloudy, windy and hazy, with occasional afternoon showers becoming more intense overnight with isolated thunder. On Saturday, June 11, mostly cloudy, windy and with light to moderate morning showers improving in the afternoon. And on Sunday, June 12, partly cloudy, windy and hazy with a medium chance of some light daytime showers. That's the weather for you.
Good evening, sporting fans. It is one to note in the history books. Grenadian veteran cricketer Devon Smith retired from first class with great applause from his fellow colleagues and opponents, Barbados pride. Devon Smith has been the Windward star player for the last 2 decades, making an enormous contribution to cricket locally, regionally and internationally. He says he was elated with the send-off.
But to be honest, I'm very happy because I'm I would say I'm the lucky one. You know, I mean, there was past players who didn't get that kind of send off, so I really appreciate that what the Windwards would have done for me, and I really appreciate it. And I hope that's just the start of greater things to come.
Coincidentally, Smith's first and final matches were against Barbados. The Bajan cricketers joined in the celebratory farewell ceremony.
It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. I mean, at the end of the day, I started 1999 against Barbados and finished 2002 against Barbados. Some of the players are there. Didn't start with me, but they came there and met me. I have some good friends like Craig, who really stood with me and open back with him, for a couple of years. So it's a good feeling to be among people, that really cherish the moment.
He speaks to his level of fitness, which contributed to him having no major injuries throughout his illustrious career, which began in 1999.
Going to the gym, doing my running and so on. I think the gym, avoid me from a lot of injury. Making sure that I'm strong. Before any tournament, I make sure that I put in, a good muscle. Because some of the hotels don't have the kind of facilities, so that muscle can take it throughout the tournament, because you don't really go to the gym and there's a lot of walking, a lot of running, whatever, and the sun does really drain you. So just before the tournament, I really, go to the gym, I really push myself hard, so that kind of helped me throughout my career.
Meanwhile, Grenadian Sherman Lewis, who is with the West Indies ODI squad in Pakistan, has been selected as reserves along with Guyanese batsman Tajnarain Chandapal for the 2-match test series against Bangladesh. The first test match against Bangladesh is scheduled to be played at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium in Antigua from Thursday, June 16th to Monday, June 20th. Fellow countryman Preston McSween has also been named on the CWI President's 11 to face the visitors in a 3-day warm-up match at the Coolidge Cricket Ground in Antigua from Friday, June 10th to Sunday, June 12th. A new executive has been selected to run the affairs of the cricket in the parish of St. Andrew. This as the St. Andrews Cricket League held its annual general meeting on Wednesday at Progress Park. Terry Hilaire returns as president of the league, while former treasurer Hermod Todd Stanislaus takes up the vice president position, and Elvis Edwards remains as general secretary with Devon Sherman as assistant general secretary. The new treasurer selected is Isaiah Peters, Miguel Bartholomew as public relations officer. Floor members include Ashley Cummings, Lydia Edgar, Carrie Phillip, and Fabian St. Louis. Still with cricket, West Indies captain Nicholas Pooran has heaped praises on informed batsman Shai Hope, who scored his 12th one-day international century against Pakistan, albeit in a losing effort. On Wednesday, Hope maintained a rich vein of form that has seen the batsman score centuries in consecutive series. Against Pakistan, the opening batsman racked up 127 runs in an innings that featured 15 sumptuous fours.
A wonderful game of cricket today. Beautiful stadium. We ended up on the wrong side today, but obviously proud of the guys that they stuck it out there. The weather was hot today. A lot of niggers, a lot of guys going on and off the field. Difficult to bowl 10 overs there as bowlers as well. A lot of guys getting dehydrated, but we stuck it out, and at the end of the day, we could have been on the winning side as well, but it wasn't meant to be. We come back in the next couple of days and we try to go for the win.
Despite occurring in a losing effort, the score saw Hope move past into 4th on the all-time list of most ODI hundreds for the West Indies.
Yeah, we definitely talk about batting 50 overs. That was our goal since the Netherlands series, and today we came against a really good Pakistan attack, and obviously Shai Hope showing his class once more. He's one of the best batsmen in this format, and he continues to prove himself. Batting a lot of overs on that wicket is obviously difficult as well in this temperature. Well played to him, well played to Shima Brooks. I think they both have been consistent over the last 2 series, and very happy for these guys, and we hope they continue for us.
His tally of 12 edged him ahead of the likes of Gordon Greenidge, who was on 11, Viv Richards on 11, and Shivnarine Chandapal also on 11. Desmond Haynes 17, Brian Lara 19, and Chris Gale 25 are the batsmen ahead of Hope. That's sports. Your regional and international news are next. This is your One Caribbean Media Hookup. I am your presenter, Beverly Telesford. St. Lucia's Chief Medical Officer is advising members of the public to use their discretion by ensuring that they and their vulnerable members are fully vaccinated and boosted before attending mass crowd events. The CMO made the recommendation in the latest health bulletin as St. Lucia pushes ahead with a semblance of return to normalcy. HDS News Force has the details.
Racked by pandemic fatigue, St. Lucians and the rest of the world appear determined to move on. Here at home, open air, social events, and mass crowd activities are now the rave. But Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sharon Belmar-George, in her latest public health update, warns that the pernicious threat of COVID-19 and its attendant health effects are ever present. She implores citizens to take responsible and appropriate action with adherence to mitigation measures to safeguard their well-being, given the island's health profile and low vaccination rate.
As we continue to note the return to normalcy with the opening up of events and activities, we need to ensure that the proven public health protective measures are in place to protect us from getting sick and to protect the most vulnerable. The public is reminded that the threat of COVID-19, long COVID, and its complications still exists, especially given our below average immunization rate in country. Personal responsibility is extremely important at this time to reduce transmission of infection to ourselves and our family. The public is guided to continue the use of face masks in public, ensure hand washing and proper general sanitization.
In Jamaica, according to the head of the World Trade Organization, a food crisis kicked off by the Ukraine war could last for years without intervention. More from this TVJ News report.
The head of the World Trade Organization, WTO, has said a food crisis kicked off by the Ukraine war could last for years if there is no intervention. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala told the BBC that African countries could be hit especially hard by wheat and fertilizer shortages. Millions of tons of grain are sitting in warehouses and Ukrainian ports unable to be exported due to the war. Ukraine is a major global exporter of wheat, contributing up to 9% of the global market. It also accounts for a massive 42% chunk of the global sunflower oil market and 16% of the world's maize. Because of gridlock due to a Russian blockade of Black Sea ports, wheat shipments remain stuck in Ukraine while global grain prices surge.
Further afield, Ukrainian officials have accused Russia of stealing about 600,000 tons of its grain and exporting it, turning the country's breadbasket into a stealth missile. Russia denies stealing grain from Ukraine, a country that typically produces enough to feed 400 million people. More in this Al Jazeera report.
Ukraine's crops can usually feed 400 million mouths, but Russia stands accused of turning that breadbasket into a stealth missile. 90% of grain typically leaves by ship, but most is stuck in fields or silos, as blockades at ports slow exports to a trickle.
My friend, how are you?
The Russian foreign minister was in Turkey to discuss how grain corridors, a safe passage for ships, could be created, but was making no commitments nor accepting any responsibility.
To solve this problem, the only thing needed is for the Ukrainians to let vessels out of their ports, either by clearing mines or by marking out safe corridors. Nothing more is required.
Ukraine is one of the world's largest exporters of cereal crops and oils. Before the war, 12% of global wheat exports came from Ukraine, almost half of sunflower oil, and it provided around 18% of maize exports. But with most of these being transported by sea, the amount being exported has slumped. And that means some countries, chiefly in Africa and the Middle East, will be hit hard. Egypt has been receiving a quarter of its wheat from Ukraine, Libya almost half, and Lebanon more than 60%. And taking a chunk out of the world's supply means prices have soared since the invasion, affecting every corner of the globe.
And that's the end of the One Caribbean Media Hookup. I was your presenter, Beverly Telesford.
The headlines before we leave you. Public Workers Union warns workers not to be fooled by promises. Deacon Mitchell challenges Dr. Keith Mitchell to debate on national issues. People with COVID-19 encouraged to notify returning officers ahead of Election Day. In around the globe, World Trade Organization says a food crisis kicked off by the Ukraine war could last for years without intervention. And Russia accused of stealing about 600,000 tons of Ukraine's grain. Plus, in the sports news, veteran cricketer Devon Smith elated with the send-off from the Windward Islands Volcanoes franchise. We wish him the very best. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at gbn.gd, on GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Kenroy Baptiste. That's all from us in the newsroom. Thanks for watching. Good night.
When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grandans.